Hey y'all, it's me, Niecielynn. I hope y'all are having a great morning. We're gonna try to get rolling here pretty quick. I'm a little behind my schedule, but this is June 26, 2020. It's nearly 8 o'clock, so I'm a little bit late. This will be Flosstube number 29, and it's been super nice weather here. We had some rain at the beginning of the week, but everything's starting to really fill out nicely and looking super green, and my hummingbirds are showing up and all my little birds, and so it's making me super happy. So this is a channel about cross stitch. If this is your first time coming across it, mainly cross stitch. We talk a little bit about other stitching, but and then I blabber on incessantly forever. So it's about that too. So if it's your first time, thanks for coming by, and if it's not, thanks for coming back to see me again. We have a lot of questions this morning, so I'll try to run through those really quickly. Becky and Deborah wrote in about us talking about friction pins and embroidery pins. They have had problems with them leaving a ghost line, so they said be super careful when you use them. That if you use them, they said they would not use them again after their experience. So just know that going in. I've never used one, but they both had bad experiences, so I hate that. We put in a lot of time on our needlework, and for something to mess it up really makes me awful sad. Tattletales and Pop-Tarts knows I've said it many times, I'm a whore for a specialty stitch. I love them. So she said in the Just Cross Stitch July 2016, there is a sampler called Garment of God sampler. It had a lot of specialty stitches. I went and looked it up. It is beautiful. That is a beautiful sampler. So I may be trying to get my hands on it. Diane sent an article about printing fabric, and there's a brand called American Made. And this, no, I can't find it. I'll look for it in a minute. I found one of mine that I used for finishing said printed in America or something like this. I don't know. But I think I saved a little scrap of it to show the end. Now if I can find it. I set up my Bonneville and had finished a Palooza last night. So Renee said the actual, and several of y'all commented that the actual rhyme for it, and that you could have stitched that into the cardinal piece, is cardinals appear when loved ones are near. And I'd never heard the actual rhyme. I just always heard it said. And Kay, I will re-show 'Tis the Season. She said I was cutting off the words. She couldn't see the bottom when I was trying to hold it up. So Lori said ending with a pin, was asked about ending with a pin stitch. So I forgot to bring it in here. Oh, I can show on this. When I show my whips, I'll try to show how I do it up in the corner, because I do have some thread on there. I can just pull it back out. Catherine is looking, no, I think she found it. Catherine, I'm getting confused here because Catherine and Diane were both looking for Queen of Freedom or Lady of the Flag. I don't think Catherine found hers. I may be wrong. So holler if any of y'all, I know they're hard to find. If any of you have one that you'd be willing to share, sell, whatever. She's looking for one. Her mom turned 83 on Flag Day, and so she was wanting to stitch one of those ladies for her, which I think is adorable and fabulous. Cynthia said, I can't understand my own handwriting. Where Cardinal Pick? I will show 'Tis the Season again, but I don't know what I'm asking myself here. Cynthia, if I don't answer it when I show 'Tis the Season again, holler back at me, because my handwriting is ridiculous. Or my notes to myself, I guess. Jan feels about dragonflies like we do about cardinals when she sees one. When I was a little girl, we lived on the lake, and my daddy always called them snake doctors. We didn't call them dragonflies, we called them snake doctors. I don't know why. Of course, they're beautiful colors. I don't know if they are everywhere, but around here they're red, blue, green. I mean like apple red, like that cardinal I stitched red. They're so pretty. And so that made me think about being in the boat with my daddy when I was a little girl and how much I loved being on the lake. So thank you for that, Jan. And Sherry sent me a thing, Alexa for Southerners. Oh, she's gonna go off again. Please don't. Oof, maybe she didn't understand me even. Hallelujah. And it's hilarious. It was a video. And yes, I definitely need that because she don't understand when I say things to her at all, half the time, except her name. And it used to be set to go off when I said computer, like on Star Trek, because I love to think about being on the Enterprise. But something about James Williams' sound system-y thing won't recognize it or something. So I had to go back to the other word name. So, let's see. Modern Memory Keeper, I'm looking for a font for Remember Me. Like I said, I just used it out of the Sweet Land of Liberty book. There are some free fonts. I didn't find one that I think matched it up good yet. I will try to remember to keep looking. But I just used those letters, and I'll show you, because I think I've got it over here somewhere in a minute where that is. Ava said eBay had 3 of the Jane Greenough books for under or about 30 bucks, 2 from the US and 1 from Australia. So thank you, Ava, for keeping an eye out for everybody. 518 Stitcher. Oh, she said look at Cynthia Brew's Summer ABCs before I start them, and they are so cute. So Cynthia Brew on, like you're brewing coffee, Cynthia Brew on Instagram, and hers are so cute because I'm going to change up mine some. I don't know if I'll use those or not, but it gave me some great ideas, and it is gorgeous. Andrea, Anita, and Darley, I loved my earrings last week. I can't remember which ones I had on, but thank you. These are my Pandoras that Keely got me that you can switch out the little bottom pieces here. I usually don't, I usually leave these on there, but and just Jenny said that the thing about cardinals is a Native American myth, which I did not realize. I love it, and I'm always thankful and grateful. And we tend to wash over it and don't pay attention to it here, but a lot of the things we enjoy, the lore we enjoy, does come from the Native Americans, and I appreciate it so much, and I love it. So thank you for that, Just Jenny. Oh, and Anita can't get any Shiner in Washington State hardly, and that's a crime. That is a crime. I love me some Shiner Bock beer. I love just the regular. They do put out a seasonal pack that's always fun to get at Christmas, and they'll have different kind of flavory things in it. But I tend to just like beer, the regular Shiner Bock beer. I'm not crazy about IPAs, those Hefeweizen things either. They taste like bananas or something, I don't know. I don't like it. But regular Shiner Bock yellow label is fabulous. And I'm sorry you can't get it there. Can you special order it? Can you have them like get you, like say, order me a case and have it dropped off like that? I don't know if your beer store will do that or not, but it's worth a thought. That's good beer. It's worth anything. Try to get it, in my opinion. Cheryl, and Cheryl, I'm gonna pray for you. She thinks Vin Diesel is ugly, y'all. Cheryl, I'm gonna be praying for you now. And now I'm worried about your taste, because I think he's lovely, but I know lots of people, he's not their cup of tea, but he is my cup of tea. And a couple of y'all missed on a couple of episodes back when I had to Vin Diesel is what I said, because I was watching Vin Diesel, and my Welcome Summer piece, I stitched all the green leaves on the last little E in red instead of green, because I was watching his loveliness on the TV. So from now on for me, I'll be Vin Dieselin if I have to rip something out instead of frogging, because that's how my attention goes. Cassandra said that Aztec Red was good for watermelons. I thought I had it, but I didn't, so I ended up just kind of fixing it around. And Made by Michelle McGraw thought it was real funny that I said my sister was ugly when she was little. I'm gonna have to try to get a picture. She's a pitiful little thing when she was little. She's beautiful now, and she got beautiful when she got grown. But boy, when she was little, she was sickly, just poorly looking. You know, them old long arms and legs. You know, ain't nothing happier looking than a little fat baby. Baby's supposed to be all chunky and fat and squishy. And my sister looked like my mama had just busted out of Auschwitz with her or something. They were both just like string beans, and her little arms and legs just hanging down there. And you know, with the eyes we have in this family, and you look like that, it's too much. It's too much. So she paid her dues early. And Teresa, Flosstube number 19 is where I show how I was measuring the fabric and sizing it. You're gonna see that I didn't follow my own rules on another piece, so yay. Susie said Red has a color remover that dulls down fabric, and Cottage Threads, on there, they have an Instagram website thing. Cottage Threads has a quilt where they used it to dull it down. And so and I can't remember who it was last week, this fabric was way too bright, but they have a color remover and it'll suck some of that color out of it. So that might be worth a shot if you have a piece that's like, and you want to bring it down a notch. Jessa, like me, looks for clothes to cut up when she goes in the resale or anywhere, and that's my thing. I'm gonna look for clothes when I get in there to cut it all up, and I figure if I pay for it, it doesn't really matter anyway, right? If I've seen a cheap something at Walmart or somewhere, just like they have flannels sometimes for $5. Don't think I'm above grabbing one of them up, bringing it home and washing it and chopping it all to pieces, because I ain't. I will do it in a New York minute. Okay, now we're going straight to haul. Haul this week, I wasn't thinking I'd have anything, but then my punch needle and primitive stitcher, the summer issue came. It is so cute. I think this is Teresa's piece. This is a Barbara Anna piece. I don't remember who did the cute fish. The fish are adorable. Let me see if I can read my own writing. Oh, Cecilia Turner. She did the little bunny in the last issue that was so cute that I still have not got stitched. Ugh. But there is such cute stuff in here. Look at this one. This one is Teresa Miller. Kindness Matters. Look at that. It's so cute. The little long neck bird. I love him. He's in here. There is this beautiful punch needle quilt block. I don't know if that's close enough for you guys to see. I may have to stand up. And I have to be careful because I don't want to show the pattern. There's Cecilia Turner's beautiful fish, close up. Let's see what else. Teresa's beautiful, beautiful star. And she talked about it on her show, I think this week, about finishing it in this little house. So cute. This thing, y'all, is just chock full. Oh, and here is the twins. Look at these mermaids. How cute are they? I've never been to Baltimore, but I love those whales and those ships and stuff. That's so cute. And this, remember the circle part of that. I'm going to tell you something in a minute about the circle part. What else was in here that I was like, nearly everything in here. Look at this. Look at this nanny goat. And I don't know. Look, it's a punch needle. How cute is that? I swear, there's the cutest things in here. You could just spend forever looking at it. Oh, here's the other one. Lucy Dean has one in here, and look at this. My summer house. Look at that. So cute. And then you can do, this is just a little pin. But I stinking love this. This is so cute. And there are, that's not all the things in here. There's another whale with a ship. There's, oh, and Lindy Stitches, look here. This is the other one I want to show. Look at her little eagle house. So cute. There is all the cute things in here. Oh, and here's Priscilla. This is the other one. Here's Priscilla's other piece, Priscilla and Chelsea. This is their other, they did the pink, the tulip house and the spring one. And then here's this, so cute. It's called Summer Daisies. But it has cows and chickens and the flowers and the red, blue barn. So cute. So there's tons of things here. I think I skipped still some things. So I had that haul this week. And then I got this in the mail. And I brought it's one of the Craft Waves things. But this is in here. It comes with, you get to keep this little jobber, whether you keep it or not. So it has all these little ornaments in it. But this, and the Merry Christmas is pretty. I just don't use these colors. But these, the girls would love these here. They would love them. So I may stitch these up. I may change the colors on them, and I may not use them for Christmas. You wouldn't have to at all. That is adorable in here. And I had something and something else right here. Mine does have a mess up on one of the pages though, and the corner is all jumbled up. This little guy here, the deer here again, I would have to change up the colors, but he is so, so cute. But remember I said, remember the circle? It gives the tutorial on doing one of the circle ornaments that's in the clear. And if you if you did a nautical tree, naughty bear, that's for you. Or if you did, wanted a guy ornament, you could put that little circle in there and use this finish in. And they're usually not expensive, and I can't remember, like I said, I forgot the deal. I swear I thought I said it here where I could pick it up. I am a wreck today, y'all. I don't know what's going on. But that was all the haul I had, but there's tons of things in here, but it's called A Cross Stitch Christmas Warmest Wishes. And it comes from Craftways, and it probably says in here somewhere, if I have my glasses on and can read. For additional copies, 800-713-1239. So that's where you call to get a copy of it. Why I never thought to look on, but there it is. So, so cute. But there is tons of, there's a little biscornu in here, all these little ornaments. And look at this, with Sandy's clothes hanging there. So, so cute. I used to do a tropical tree in my bedroom at Christmas. I may have to bring that back. So, so cute. So that's my haul this week. And I was so excited to get those in the mail because I didn't think I'd be getting any haul. So that made me like super duper happy. I'm gonna pull things in a little bit. Hold on. I thought my arms were longer than they were. But that was all my haul, but I had some, so I was thankful. Whips. Okay. Whips. Here we go. We've got first up Their Song by Blackbirds. And I've had it in my stash and been in love with it forever. Why I haven't stitched it, I don't know. I didn't have the call for colors, and since a lot of things are hard to get right now, this is what I'm using here. It don't have but a few things. It's 310, Louisiana hot sauce, molasses, olive, is it loaded? Moss, and terracotta. That's what I've got for these guys. And he is coming right along here. But he's gonna be, as you see, I didn't follow my rule here very good. And so I'm close to the bottom down here, but we're gonna make it. I don't ever have to have much, but I can't figure out what I did, Dodo, but I swear I thought I measured and came in, but I did something wrong, obviously. Turned it the wrong way or something. Maybe I did that. I bet that's what I did, Dodo. I bet I turned it the wrong way when I started stitching. Oh well. But like I said, I don't have to have but a fraction to finish mine off when I finish them. So I'm loving it. I think I had maybe this much done before or something, or maybe a few, maybe this stem. But I got my berries done, my leaves, these little quilt motifs, this, and I started on this bird here. There's a big bird here. Let's see here, if we can get them both in the picture. So I just have to do his little feet. This goes this way. So I mean, I'll make it, but, and then the tree, and then these little motifs down here. So we're moving right along on it. I'm loving it. This is apple brown bendy. I made the spots on it myself. It had been folded up so long that I couldn't get them to press out. So I would just wet it with my fingers in the spots, and it made it be spotty. And I kind of liked it even better. So I didn't worry about trying to rinse the whole thing and get it to go out. I just liked it, so. But it's a beautiful stitch. It's going really quick. The fabric is fine. I am having to hoop it. I might could get away with it not, but it's not only just holding it. I don't know what to do with it when there's a lot. I don't like, because if I roll it up, then it's heavy and it flops down on one side. I just have my issues, so that's why I prefer stitching on something weightier like Monaco. But the linen for a lot of things is just beautiful. And I had this piece already. I got it when I got the pattern, and so I've sat with it here together, and so you got it, you might as well get on down to business and just use it. So I'm loving this stitch. It is hard to get, I think, now. I'm not sure. I have, it is promised to go to somebody after this. After that, after it comes back, it will go. I may kit it up and do it for my 4,000, part of my 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers for it, because it is hard to get, and I checked with the Linden Library, and Patricia didn't need it. So she has plenty of them. So I will let it go, because I don't feel good about holding on to a pattern that tons of people would love to stitch and it just sitting there after I'm done with it. If I was gonna stitch it again, and I thought I might, and I still might stitch it for somebody else later on, but I don't, and it's stitching fast. So even if I do, I'll just stitch it in between the giveaway and let it get on down the road. It's beautiful though. So, so pretty. And it is a happy little stitch. I've been working on it. I worked on it the weekend, I guess. I worked on it this weekend some with James Williams while he was watching TV and everything. I worked on it some. So it's one of those that you don't have to, it's not, since there's not like any 10,000 color changes or anything like this, it's a good one to work on with things like that. I'm trying to push that down there a little bit. Get it a little bit out of the way, move everything else down some. Hello? Lord have mercy. My T-Rex arms are not helpful at this point at all. My other whip is my May Health and Peace. This is how I do my threads for it. I just chop off the bottom and hang them. I like short thread. You have to watch when they start getting skinny. It'll start falling off the bottoms, but so far I'm doing fine. But it is by Gloria Moore, and she is Gloria@myladysneedle.com is her email. I have not found these anywhere. If anybody wants to shoot her an email, she might. I sent her a message on something, but she doesn't, I don't think she uses message very much. But she might know of a place that has them, because this thing is gorgeous. And I'm loving it. I didn't get to work on it too much this week because I got into a finishing frenzy. Trying to finish some things off, and I was enjoying myself, and holy moly. So let me move all this junk here, because this was huge. I'm probably gonna have to move back and everything else, because this thing is giant, and I only had an even gianter piece of board. So here we go, look. I think this is left over from some of the kids' projects. It's old wrinkly foam core board, but here we go with it. I worked on this flower, I think, is all I got to work on last night. I was gonna give it, I wanted to have more time, but when I was finishing, it took more time than I thought it would, sadly. But yeah, I'm in love with it. I love the colors. I was gonna take it off here and try to show how to do the pin stitch, because I do have my needle still threaded right there. But y'all, let's just see what happens. The worst thing that happens is it won't work. It's too floppity and I can't show you. Or my thread's not long enough, one or the other. Can I get in close enough? Maybe I can. I don't know. Oh, I can't from this direction. Dang it. But basically, when you start with the pin stitch, you know, you're going to come up. When you do the pin stitch start, you come through one and go down, come through one and go down, so that it's hidden under your cross. It is completely covered by your cross. So then you do your regular cross stitch. Maybe I can do a close-up of it on Instagram later and have somebody hold the camera for me. And then when you do your cross, when you're stopping, you just push it back in the other way. So you come out and push back into the center under your cross, the very center of your cross. You come out and push back under that center, and then you come back out on the other side like that and push back in under your center. Does that make sense? So you're doing the exact same thing as you do when you start to stop it. And it's hidden under there. And if I could find one close up here, you might could tell. But I don't have my glasses to try to see which one it would be. If I could just find one real quick, because see, all these, like these guys here, they're a pin stop. Oh, I don't need to breathe right now, watch. But I can't find which one to show. But it makes, you're making nearly, if you started and stopped on the same stitch, you would be making an asterisk. You would be making like a Smyrna cross, kind of like that. Does that make any sense at all? Ugh. Great day, great googly moogly. Okay, and I probably don't have all the things I need in here, but we are on to finishes, which I went on and carried on into FFOs. So I had my Finish-a-Palooza. This one is, and this is in my plans for next week too down here. So I'll grab him out, show kind of how I'm gonna do. This one is Long May She Wave, and it came with a thread pack. I messed up and did I'm a few counts off here, so I just used that space to put my initials in here. And here's 2020 up here in the corner right there. This is the fabric that said printed in America or something on the side. This little pattern, this one here. I'm going to do all three of these guys. Let me pull this out of my bag here. This is my beautiful windy bag, and I'm using it right now for my patriotic, that goes with that, my patriotic plans. These guys come like this with a thread. So this is, I've got down here, I just stitched Long May She Wave. There is Land of the Free. And then there is Home of the Brave here. I'm gonna stitch all three. This guy will have to be in the middle because he's a little bit off size. His size will be a little different. But I'm gonna stitch all three of these and finish them on the thing. And then I just put this tiny little loop on here because they'll all hang on a little clip in a row, on a board on a row. And I'll show it next week because I didn't get it finished painted. But this way it won't be squeezing on anything too much, and they can kind of hang them all level. But I loved him. I stitched him a couple of weeks back, and the pattern's already gone on to a new home. But this one is so cute, and then I'll probably start on Land of the Free next. And then this one with this fabulous blue house. But like I said, they come like this with a thread pack, which is super nice, super, super nice. So this is one of my FFOs this week, Long May She Wave by Little House Needleworks. I've already shared the pattern for this one, but I didn't have it FFO'd. So, and here's, I didn't put felt on the back yet, so that's my ugly back. So it's not covered up. So that is, and then this is in, like I said, this windy bag. This is my project bags by Atlantastitcher. It's my windy bag, as I call it. And she has a Facebook group. I love, love, love these bags. They're so nice. And I have this, I'm keeping my plans in here. So those two are in there with it. And then next up, which I will start super next, is the Summer ABCs by Little House. So this is kind of my Little House bag. I got my Little House bag here that and I've got fabric cut for it, and it's all in here. So it's ready to go. I've got to pull my thread colors. I haven't, there's not that many, but mine will have to be more red, white, and blue because that's what I decorate in the summer with. And so I will switch up my colors and let y'all know what I decide on there next week. But this one was so cute, cute, cute. and I loved it. And even though I messed up, I loved how it turned out. Now, the other big one that I finished last week, and I hope y'all can, I'm cutting off the top of my head, but, oh, here's that fabric. Right here. And it says on here, Cranston Print Works, 100% cotton and printed in the USA. So I assume it must be made overseas or something. Maybe everything is nowadays, but it is at least printed here. I feel like that's something. That's something. Okay, the one that I got FFO'd, and I'm short a magnet, but you know, whatever. We're gonna go this way with it because my 'tis the season. So this is the 'tis the season, and they have 'tis the season to be jolly across here in English or in French. And it's pretty, and it's not too terrible Christmassy. I don't feel like either way. Oh, there's some light getting on that. But I wanted mine less Christmassy. I wish I'd have thought about this ahead of time, but it, you know. I changed mine, and this is my finish, but it needs one more magnet, so I'm gonna have to kind of hang on to it because I was a magnet short. Ugh. Here we go. I put Remember Me on mine instead because, like I said, around here, when you see a cardinal, that's a loved one that's passed coming to visit you or check on you and say hi. So I love my cardinals. They come, I have two that come in the yard here. At the other house, I had a ton, but evidently the ancestors are having a hard time finding me since I moved, I guess, or maybe they're just tired of me and they don't come no more. I don't know, but I still have two that show up on the regular. So this is a board I got at Michael's. Michael's? Yes. We went to Michael's last weekend. And I'll try to hold it. I don't know if it's gonna focus on that scan there. If it doesn't, holler and I'll type it out for y'all. And I also had them cut the boards for me because these big boards, and I would have had them cut the board for the other one, but I wasn't realizing I'd be that finished that fast. Cutting these big boards is hard for me. Holding it down and making it straight is a nightmare for me. So they cut both pieces of this mat board. Now they don't have the sticky board to cut, but I just use the Aleene's glue on there. Anyway, I don't have to have the sticky board. And they cut both pieces of this mat for me for like $4. So that was fabulous. I didn't have to try to cut it. I didn't have to fool with it. It was cut, and so I could just finish it off real quick. And I'm loving this piece. And I don't know if you can try to get it where the light's on it fairly decent some, but it's, I don't feel like I'm making it look weird shaped, but there it is. This, I just reversed in the pattern. This is on here. I just reversed it on this end and put it here. And then Remember Me, I got out of the Sweet Land of Liberty, this book here. So I took it and just used the letters. I only had to make up the B. All the other letters are on here, and I'll show you in a minute. But I'm super pleased with it. I will put the colors that I used. I got from Trisha Geary, who got from somebody that I can only find as Blogtoberfest, which I know is not the right thing, but whatever. I did something wrong when I'm trying to figure it out. She sent me the link, and I can find the link, but that's all. But here are my colors, that turkish red on here. So I had whitewash, bark, palomino, turkish red, which it takes two, peapod, forest glade, and those were weeks. Peapod is Classic Colorworks. And then GAST is Forest Glade, Grecian Gold, Brandy, and Wild Berries. And those are the colors I have on here. And I'll post him today on Insta and put the colors on there. The link to Patricia's post and to the post where she picked the colors from. Like I said, I can't find their name on there. I'm sure it's evident to anyone who knows what they're doing, but that would not be me. So I am so happy with him. I wanted to leave him up all year. Like I said, I wish I'd thought about it ahead of time. If I had, I would have changed these up. Instead of looking like white, I would have done them maybe in the green and gold, or maybe pick the pink and the green, or the pink and the gold, probably the pink and the gold maybe, and done these as quilt motifs instead of like stars. and then it would have been not, it wouldn't been Christmas at all. It's snowy really, I mean, some cold because of the berries on the holly, but I love this guy in Blackbird designs. Y'all know I love them, love them, love them. And this one turned out so pretty. I dyed the even weave, the Monaco. It's just a cheap Monaco. I probably got it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or somewhere. But I got it out of this, Home for the Holidays. It's also, I believe, in the Joyous Noel book, Joyeux, like the French. I think it's in that one. Also, I think 'Tis the Season is in there too. But I got it out of this book. I've done this stocking. I will finish doing the rest of the stockings at some point. So I've done 'Tis the Season in here. I've done this ABC stocking. I will do the other stockings at some point. And then this guy here, this is Christmas Garden, is in here too. So that big humongous, oh, and Blessings Be Thine is in here. Y'all, this book, if you can find somebody with this book, it's like a treasure trove. There's my pattern from other stocking, but Christmas Garden, that big, huge sampler is in here. So I plan to stitch this whole book at some point. Home for the Holidays, the big, beautiful dove on there. My light is hitting it weird, but it's in there. But the letters for my Remember Me, I got out of this book, which Shelly at Just Stitching, when I was talking to her this week, she has some Sweet Land of Liberties. So if anybody's looking for Sweet Land of Liberties, Shelly's got Sweet Land of Liberty. So, and that's where I got the letters from for this. I use Remember Me, the only letter it didn't have in here is the B. So I just changed up the R to make it a B. So if you're looking for the font, I don't know, it might be easier just to get this book because I haven't found any that is the same height and width. They're either the same width and not the same height or vice versa. So I'm still looking, but I have not found another font except this one. And this is the one I used out here. And this is gorgeous. It has American Eagle in it, which is that one. It has the Abigail Adams in it. It has, where's the other little In Full Glory? It's a Reward of Merit Pinky is in here. This guy, I mean, it's chock full. This is a fabulous book. So you could just look at it all. It's one of those you can just sit through and, flip through it and just be super happy that you're getting to look through all the things. So then our last but definitely not least, and y'all know this is how I keep my things. I put them on here. The Drawn Thread, my Welcome Summer, got done. It has a list of all these silks and all this rigmarole. I don't have any of that. And I didn't want to try to figure out what it was all, so I just switched it all out to suit me. So here is theirs, and it's so pretty. I have this out because I was going to show y'all about the blended needle, which I did. Here is my Welcome Summer. I'm going to try to get it as close as I can where you can see it all. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Excuse me. I was able to piece this one together out of sticky board to make this one, but then when James Williams got home, I had a piece of foam core, and he was sweet enough to cut me this bigger piece because I can't, like I said, I can't hold it and cut these really well. This corner of it was smashed on the foam core board. I ain't worrying about it. Oh my gosh, what's my watch doing? So these are square ball stitches. Y'all know I love me some specialty stitches. Satin Stitch. This is kind of like a rice stitch, but a tiny one is what this square boss is. Then satin on here. Then we have these, which are kind of like weird Smyrnas. I can't remember what they called them. This though, their watermelon did not look watermelon-y enough for me. I thought it was a pie. I'm sure it's just the printing, but y'all see it there under the flag? I thought it was a pie when I first looked at it. Then I realized it's supposed to be a watermelon. So I did a blended needle on mine. I used the red I'm using, and then I used, what number? 893. So it has one thread of, the 893 and one of the, it may be ribbon or licorice. I'll listen to tell y'all in a minute. But one of each, heck, I'm sorry, y'all, to make it look more like watermelon-y. And then I didn't put the beads on there. I just did little straight stitches to make my watermelon stitches on there. So then you have some more satin stitches to do these. The bead skep is also, a blended needle. And it is, the watermelon is 893 in ribbon red by Classic Colorworks. And the bee skep is Classic Colorworks Sunflower and Wagon Wheel. So it's one thread of each on the bee skep, all the little satin stitches. And then the little bees are satin bodies. These kind of funny shaped, like I said, they're kind of Smyrna crosses. They called them something else, but they're funny shaped. And this is where I messed up and had to Vin Diesel while I was watching him, because I had done all these red leaves, all these green leaves in red. So I had to rip them all out. I did change up the colors on the birds a little bit because they look more like meadowlarks around here. So he has some of those little fun there. And then I just 1/1 my initials, and then I just tiny back stitched 2020 right here on it. So I'm super, super happy with it. And now he will